Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading here at MadWorldTarot. Oh dear, Andrew Lowney's book is on its way and it's being serialised in the Daily Mail, and the first excerpt was quite horrifying, and that was only Andrew's sexcapades. It wasn't his financial shenanigans. I think those are going to be even worse. I'm going to have a look at Prince Andrew today. First of all, Harry and Prince Andrew, because no love lost there by all accounts, well, according to Andrew Lowney. First of all, we heard that Harry and Prince Andrew came to blows in 2013 over something that Prince Andrew allegedly said behind Harry's back, and Harry challenged him and then ended up punching him in the face, basically, and giving him a bloody nose. Prince William, just shoved Harry and he landed in the dog bowl and broke his necklace. Quite a different energy, really, now, don't you think? I suspect that was about the Vegas fiasco, because 2013 was the fight, 2012 was Naked in Vegas. So then the other thing that they fell out over was that Andrew warned him off marrying Meghan Markle. Said Harry was about to make the biggest mistake of his life. Meghan was too old for him. She was an opportunist. Harry hadn't done due diligence about her past. And Harry was furious and told Prince William that he hated Prince Andrew. We're going to have a look at all of that with the Deviant Moon Tarot. And finally, I'm going to ask in this 9-card reading, who's worse for the royal family? Who's doing more damage? Who's worse in the eyes of the universe in terms of the potential harm that they're doing to the royal family and just their general venality? Is that a word? Their venal nature. Anyway, because they seem quite similar in terms of their sense of entitlement, their piggishness, their obsession with S with an X, and their stupidity, and their just generally unpleasant nature. It doesn't say much for the House of Windsor. But anyway, we're going to have a look at it now with the Deviant Moon Tarot and see what's going on, how Harry feels about Uncle Andy in the book. What was that fight about? How Harry feels now that he's known to be more violent than Prince William. Quite funny. And the Meghan thing, being warned off. We're going to look at Meghan and Andy in the next reading more closely. Has Harry changed his mind now? Does he think he's made the biggest mistake of his life? And who's worse, as I say? Not a very savoury topic to read on. But anyway, there it is. That's the news that has hit the headlines today. Royal news. And we thought August might be a bit spicy. And so far, yeah, it is. Let's remind you, it's tarot and it's for fun and entertainment. And it is all my opinion. And it's all speculation. And of course, I just read energy, and there is a disclaimer in the box below. Ooh, we have the Lovers, and the Lovers are in reverse. Biggest mistake of his life. There it is. The Lovers is about choices as well as about lovers. I said the sexcapades. So two things in that Lovers card. First of all, Andy and his philandering. Quite deviant and quite ugly energy. That is the Lovers in reverse. His attitude to women, just generally, and then of course choices, and Harry's choice of life partner. That, I mean, bizarrely, of all people, Prince Andrew would warn him against marrying Meghan Markle. As I say, we're going to dig into that more thoroughly in the next reading. Bad choice, very bad. So, situation we're dealing with. Situation. Knight of Cups, that is Prince Andrew. He's a Pisces as far as I know. And that's Piscean energy, the Knight of Cups. It can be quite deviant, Pisces, as a sign. Yeah, we all have our foibles, and I have loads of Piscean energy in my chart, so I can point a finger at myself when I say this. It's a strange sign because it's a dual sign. It can be very sensitive, and there was something in this article about, he's actually a really lonely man and a bit of a misfit and doesn't really know how to interact with people, and then comes across as this buffoon, sort of over eggs the whole thing. There it is, the philanderer, the lover, somebody who maybe doesn't operate from an intellectual place. So, Knight of Cups. It could be worse, but it's already bad with the Lovers in reverse as the underlying energy. So let's get to it. How does Harry feel about Prince Andrew? Of course, he gets on very well with, or got on very well with Princess Eugenie. I feel sorry for the girls, but yeah. Two of Swords. Two of Swords. It is a conflict card, the Two of Swords, because you're conflicted in your own mind about something when you're in Two of Swords energy, because I think that because of the way this Two of Swords is depicted in this Deviant Moon Tarot, it's almost like shadow, more than a turning point in life or a choice point in life. And certainly what Prince Andrew had to say, possibly in 2013, was a choice point for Harry. If he was calling Harry out about his disgraceful behaviour in Vegas, Harry might have decided to sober up and shape up and find a wife. And we know the wife he found. The Lovers in reverse. So there's that first thing. But of course, then the choice point about marrying Meghan. So Andrew seems to be, I've gone a bit awry with my thought process, but I need to get this thought through. Andrew seems to be quite a catalyst for big moments in Harry's life. And getting to the original point I was going to make, because of the way this card is drawn, Andrew might express Harry's shadow side, and Harry, who's not the smartest, might subconsciously get that. They're very similar. As I was reading this ghastly piece in the Daily Mail, I was thinking this could be Harry. I could be reading about Prince Harry. And when I looked at the comments, many people were saying exactly the same thing. So there is the shadow wrestling with his shadow, seeing it, disliking it intensely, but it's actually Harry, and as I say, a catalyst for Harry's own life choices. Quite strange. The whole thing is very strange. Generally, the book, how does Harry feel about what is being revealed about Prince Andrew in the book? Harry, of course, the great author, and was only too happy to reveal his own stuff. We've got the Six of Wands. Harry is gleeful about this, triumphant. Ha! At last, the downfall. The downfall is assured. Never mind that his own downfall might also be assured sooner rather than later, because as I say, the two are intertwined with that Two of Swords. They are the same coin and they reflect each other. The spares in the royal family. The royal family hasn't dealt well with their spares. And many people were commenting that no wonder William and Catherine are taking so much time out at this formative stage of their children's lives to actually spend time with their children and get them on a sure footing as royals, rather than what was done with Harry and Andrew. So there we go. Tell us about the fight and the fisticuffs in 2013. What was it all about? It was about Nine of Cups in reverse, and I would say that that's very much Vegas, because Nine of Cups is the indulgence card. It's being it's the lush. It's getting drunk. It's misbehaving. It's a sense of entitlement. Ironic is that Andrew should call Harry out for such behaviour. I suppose Andrew's behaviour was more behind closed doors and covered up, whereas Harry, of course, made the great mistake of letting it all hang out, quite literally, in Vegas, whatever all is. But the Nine of Cups, there it is, I would say. My opinion, of course, all my opinion, Vegas. So, how does Harry feel? People now knowing that he is just as violent, if not more violent, than Prince William. He, of course, went to town about the dog bowling. And this is much worse. Much worse. Hitting your senior in the face. Punching him, making him bleed. How does Harry feel about that? And we've got another 2, and it's the 2 of Pentacles. And it's the balancing card. It's walking a tightrope card. And I think that this family, I'm getting the sense of walking on eggshells. I think in this family, they all are forever walking a tightrope between their private and their public lives, between who's got the attention and who's on a high, who's up and who's down in terms of popularity. Harry, of course, was Mr. Popular for such a long time now. He's as unpopular, if not more unpopular, than Prince Andrew. And this is what's coming through for me with that 2 of Pentacles, is you're up and you're down. It's kind of a seesaw energy. And Harry was triumphant. Look, William the bully hit me. I was defenseless. I didn't tell Megs. Meg saw the bruises on my back because I landed in the dog bowl. And then having to read about himself, or having someone read to him about what Andrew Lowney has said. And I'm sure it's true. I don't think Andrew Lowney would have written this in his book if it weren't true, about Harry actually physically assaulting his uncle and causing him to bleed. Not that anyone reading it, I would say, particularly cares, but the irony isn't lost on anyone. Balancing act. So it's not terrible, but I think this is the precarious life of a royal. Up and down, and always in relation to your relations, your family, your relatives. Tell us about the Meghan thing. How did Harry feel at the time when Prince Andrew said, biggest mistake of your life? How did he feel? And we got the 3 of Swords in reverse. This was the dagger through the heart. Heartbreak. Can't believe he's being so cruel. I'm sure that he went and told Meghan, this is what Andrew said. And Meghan would have collapsed on the floor and sobbed, and I'm trying my best to get into this family and be friendly with everyone. And Kate wouldn't take me in the car shopping so that I could pep her. I had Backroom all lined up, or TMZ or whoever. And now this from your uncle was warned me, warned you off me, and I'm just a girl who met a boy, and all that kind of stuff. Very, very dramatic, devastating that such a thing could be said to him. And I'm sure, as I say, trotted along to Megs straight away and told her. How does Harry feel about this bit of advice now? Has he changed his mind? And we have, yes, he has changed his mind. We have the 5 of Wands, and it's in reverse. Conflict and defeat, because the card is in reverse. This is, it's very aggressive energy, the 5 of Wands. It's infighting, it's competition, it's dirty, it's playing dirty, it's all of that kind of stuff, and it's in reverse. Harry is defeated, and he knows Andrew was right. He knows it. Lovers in reverse. He knows it. Should have listened. So, who's worse for the royal family and just in general? Prince Andrew. Let's look at them both. Andrew's got the Ace of Wands. That's a very S with an X card. And Harry is worse. The Sun in reverse. Andrew is all about the Ace of Wands is a very phallic energy. You can see it's all about that. And I think everyone knows it's all about that. As I say, there is a money story coming. I don't know how much information Andrew Lowney was able to get his hands on, because blocking manoeuvres all the way along, up and down and round and round. So whether he can get to the heart of that, I don't know. But that's what it's about. And everyone gets it. I think they expect it almost with Prince Andrew, and maybe even with royals, which is quite an odd thing to say, but that's the history. Andrew isn't the only one to behave like this. Harry, on the other hand, has the Sun in reverse. That's a very, very negative card. We are in a dark tarot, the Deviant Moon tarot, so it's the artwork is particularly unpleasant. But the Sun is about light, about illumination, power, glory, happiness, innocence. It's in reverse. It brings all of that down into the most negative, most miserable, toxic energy, and it's also shadiness. The Sun illuminates. When it's in reverse, it hides. There's something awfully shady about what Harry is up to. And the tinfoil hat, you can stick your tinfoil hat on if you subscribe to those series about Harry and Meghan and what they're really up to, and all of the global whatevers and New World Order and suppressing everybody and blah blah. But that's a powerful card in reverse. And of course it's Meghan's energy as well, because she's a Leo. We're in Leo season now. I think it's her birthday in the next day or so. Harry is the dangerous one. Harry is the one that could bring this whole thing down. Harry is the one who darkens everything, makes it very sinister, makes everything seem very suspicious and very unpleasant and very ugly, and makes people quite depressed. It's a depressing energy. The Sun in reverse makes people look at the royal family and think, I don't actually want to support the royal family anymore. I don't want to have anything to do with them. So it's quite a different energy. Universe will almost give Andrew a pass, because people's expectations of him have always been so low. Harry, on the other hand, was the favorite one, the one that brought joy, the popular one, and now look where he is, Sun in reverse, and where the royals are as a result of his behavior. See yesterday's readings. It's not all the end of the world for the royal family if you are concerned, but it's very interesting that Harry actually, I think, my opinion now, regrets his decision and regrets not listening to the man he punched in the face. That's a reading. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.